Matt Gray is here.
I am.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
And really excited to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Thought we'd start with something kind of fun. This is just fun information. I love this kind of stuff. You know, archaeology, space stuff. I'm a sucker for that kind of thing.
That's true. That is accurate.
Scientists have found proof of an icy space rock hurtling through the atmosphere at about 38,000 miles an hour toward the ancient biblical city Sodom, now called Tal el-Hammam.
That's so much more catchy, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. I didn't realize there was a city there again. Tal el-Hammam.
Wait, what's it? How do you spell it?
T-A-L-L, and then space, L-E-L, Hammam, H-A-M-M-A-M. Like, what's the population of Tal el-Hammam?
Well, it's in Jordan.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yeah.
I thought Iraq for some reason.
Yeah, let's see here. Population. It just says it's an archaeological site.
Okay.
So I guess
it's not an actual town?
No, it doesn't look like it.
So they found this that would have happened about 3,600 years ago. The Bible describes, of course, the destruction of an urban center near the Dead Sea with stones and fire falling from the sky. Yeah, brimstone. Fire and brimstone. Brimstone is rocky substance. And so, yeah, that would wreak havoc on a city.
Mm-hmm.
The discovery is a result of 15 years' worth of excavation work. Scientists suspect a firestorm led to the city's destruction due to the presence of a roughly 5-foot thick jumbled layer of charcoal, ash, melted mud bricks, and melted pottery.
Oh, no.
Called a destruction layer. That is amazing. The group was able to determine through analysis that the only event that could have raised temperatures enough to melt many of the materials found at the site was a cosmic impact.
Oh, wow.
Similar evidence was found at other suspected cosmic impacts, such as the crater created by the asteroid that triggered the dinosaur extinction. Scientists used the online impact calculator, which allows researchers to estimate the many details of a cosmic impact event based on known impact events and nuclear detonations to aid their efforts to learn more about the cause. Scientists estimate the rock exploded about 2.5 miles above ground, creating a blast of around 1,000 times more powerful than the atom bomb dropped on Hiroshima.
No.
1,000 times more powerful?
Oh, God.
Temperatures would have then skyrocketed to 3,600 degrees Fahrenheit.
That seems warm.
It does. It does seem warm. You definitely want some air conditioning at 3,600 degrees Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
So that would have set the entire city on fire, of course.
Yeah, 1,000 times Hiroshima?
Yeah.
Then
wow.
Was not the entire landscape destroyed?
Yeah.
And I mean for miles and miles and miles.
Which is why they have a whole destruction layer of the city of melted ash and brick and all that stuff. A massive shock wave would have followed, moving at roughly 740 miles an hour, faster than any tornado on record, demolishing every building and killing all inhabitants. Oh my gosh. Kind of sounds like what would have happened. You know, what's described in the Bible, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are currently more than 26,000 near-Earth asteroids and 100 short-period near-Earth comets that could cause a cosmic impact. They're just trying to make this, well, yeah, but okay. I mean, it was just an asteroid. Just an accident.
So nearly everything was heavily damaged up to a radius of 3 miles of the blast at Hiroshima. And this is 1,000 times more powerful?
Yeah. Yes. Is that incredible?
So for 3,000 miles, that's...
I don't know if you could draw that conclusion. Okay. I don't know if it's that direct a correlation.
You see my point.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. The destructive force would have been unreal.
You would assume that afterward, everything in that region would just be sand.
Yeah. Right? That is really something.
That was cool.
Yeah. Wow.
Huh.
So there you go. Evidence, perhaps, of the biblical event of the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah.
That's wild.
The Twin Cities there. No word on whether or not they wanted their police force defunded in those Twin Cities. Like,
I see.
Like the Twin Cities in Minnesota do.
Yeah.
888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. How far can we be from Sodom and Gomorrah type destruction? Can't be that far, can we? We better turn things around pretty quickly, I think.
Happy Thursday, y'all.
Yeah. Of course, here's the thing. They couldn't find, first of all, they were looking for 1,000 righteous people, then 100. How about 10? What if I could find 10? What if I could find one other person to come with me?
Yeah.
And they couldn't. So, you could find millions of good people in the United States of America.
Because I've been on high alert ever since Billy Graham died.
I think so. Have you?
When he passed away, I thought, oh, crap. There goes our one.
Yeah. No, I think we got some more.
Oh, that's good.
I do think we have some more. So
glad to hear you think that.
So that would differentiate us a bit.
Okay.
888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. I'm so sick of these liars, though. I can't handle the lies. And they're just shameless. Absolutely shameless. And once they latch onto a lie, like Trump called our veterans suckers, dummies, suckers, whatever it was he supposedly said about those who died on D-Day. The people who were with him said absolutely not. That did not happen. That didn't happen. Well, they just kept repeating it. They just said it over and over and over. The whole Russian collusion thing, they knew it was a lie. They just said it over and over and over and over. Now there's this. Here's Chucky Schumer just standing there lying on the Senate floor.
We've all seen these horrible images coming from our southern border as Haitian asylum seekers simply looking to escape tyranny.
Yeah, that's all they're doing.
And the problems that they have sought have been met at our doorstep with unimaginable dignity.
Unimaginable dignity? Well, that's good then, right?
Hit with
pause it for a second. If they're being met with unimaginable dignity, I think that's fine. Well, good. Then we're doing the right thing. We're meeting these people with unimaginable dignity. I can live with that. I guess Chucky Schumer can't. He wants indignity, I think. But he's not getting it. He's not getting it.
You're supposed to proofread,
Yeah.
before you start reading the script handed to you by the Soros.
But they're such dummies.
People.
As former President Trump might say, they're such dummies, dopes. It was so refreshing to hear him on Glenn's show the other day. That was so great. All right, let's see the rest of this.
Images of Haitian migrants being hit with whips and other forms of physical violence is completely unacceptable.
Yeah, it would be if they were doing that.
This behavior must be addressed, and we must provide accountability.
Yeah.
The images turn your stomach.
When are you going to be accountable for the freaking lies you're telling all the time? Violence. When is that going to happen?
Right now, I'm told there are 4 flights scheduled to deport these asylum seekers back to a country that cannot receive them.
You're kidding me.
Such a decision defies common sense.
It defies common sense.
It also defies common decency.
And decency.
And what America is all about.
Wow.
Remember that harbor, that lady
Remember that harbor
in the city in which I live. So I urge President Biden and Secretary Mayorkas to immediately put a stop to these expulsions and to end this Title 42 policy at our southern border. That we cannot continue these hateful and xenophobic policies that disregard our refugee laws.
Do you know that he's not in the White House anymore,
moron? We must allow asylum seekers to present their claims at our ports of entry and be afforded due process.
I can't take any more of it.
I commit to work with this.
They believe they can just stand there and lie about what we have seen with our own eyes. We have seen the videos for ourselves of the unimaginable dignity they met the Haitians with. And it was dignified.
Yeah.
They were twirling the reins on their horse. That's all they did.
Yeah.
They didn't come in contact with any of the Haitian people. They weren't whipping them. They didn't even have whips. And they did not use the reins on the Haitians. We have seen the footage. And they just stand there and lie to our face about things we've seen with our own eyes. I am not here. Wait, what? I'm looking right at you right now. No, you're not. Because I am not here. Wait, Chucky, I'm looking right directly at you with my own eyes. No, you're not. I am not here. Okay. CNN is backing you up on that, so I guess it must be true. You're not here.
It's like playing peekaboo with a toddler. Put their hands in front of their face, and they honestly think that you vanished.
It's unbelievable.
It's
unbelievable.
And this dignity you talk about. What about that report? You're not seeing this in the mainstream about the Haitian refugees who took over a bus.
Oh, yeah.
You hear about that?
Yeah.
And they escaped.
Yes.
Bye.
And then they attacked a couple of border agents along the way.
Yep.
I mean, and this nonsense about let's not forget the Lady of Liberty that's in the city in which I live. Yeah, that's for legal immigration. All right.
Right.
Okay. That's not, hey, just pour across our southern border and do what you want.
They love to conflate, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yes, they do.
And then we're actually apprehending some career criminals coming across that are armed with weapons.
Yeah.
I love, there's a hotel that they found down there as well where there was a storm drain nearby that went into Mexico. And that was their little tunnel. There it was, just coming in with dignity.
They've got so many of those.
Yeah.
It's amazing. We probably haven't found all the tunnels into the United States.
And that's not even talking about the unscreened Afghans that were just released into the country.
Correct.
Remember, we wanted Americans and good Afghans brought here. My gosh, I'm reading story after story about a guy who beats his wife. He's at a military base, beats his kids, another guy sexual assault several minors. I mean,
wow.
Open the doors, though. Here we are.
Yeah. Don't screen them at all. And don't worry about whether or not they have. Give them ivermectin and let them into the country. Don't worry about whether or not they have.
Wait, I want ivermectin.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay,
but you can't have it because you're a citizen. No, that's reserved for for the Afghans that are coming here. Every single Afghan was given ivermectin. Huh? I wonder, was that to deworm the horses in him or what?
Yeah.
Is that what that?
Yeah.
I mean, are they all?
Well, we're bringing over horses with the people.
Do they have worms? Do all the people have worms? I'm trying to understand why you'd use a horse dewormer on these refugees that you're bringing in.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, I mean, the point is we're not screening so many of them.
We're not. No, we're not. And they just said, there was a story yesterday that very large numbers of these Haitians are being released into the populace too. Well, have we screened them? Have we vaccinated them?
No.
Did you give them all masks? No.
And this is at a time when we are letting who knows who into this country with who knows what kind of background. In many cases, we know their background. And the crime rate in this country is skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Do you recall how many prisoners we released during COVID? Remember this? Every place like California and New York were releasing prisoners.
Right, a lot.
I'm sure that has nothing to do with it.
I don't know what the number was, but it was a lot.
So when you combine the fact that we are just releasing criminals in America from our own prisons with who knows who is coming in from other countries, my goodness, that's not a recipe for disaster, is it?
Oh, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. What kind of xenophobic, hateful,
there it is.
hate-mongering hate monger are you?
Mix racist in there.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Racist.
Now you got them all covered.
Who racially hates people of race. Whatever. At least you've aired it out in public so everybody knows.
Yeah.
Everyone knows the truth now. Thank you, Keith. We see right
you're
through
very
you.
welcome. I hope that cleared everything up.
It did.
Yeah.
Oh, believe me.
We are destroying ourselves from within and without.
It's almost as if they're trying to do it.
Whoa!
Yeah, I mean, I know.
Insurrectionist!
If I didn't know better, I would say they're trying to do it.
Okay there, Mr. 1-6.
Let me ask you this. I like J6, if you will.
Oh, now we're J6.
J6.
J6? Okay, cool.
It's J6. So what would you do differently if you were trying to bring down the country from within? What? Is there anything?
That's such a great question.
What would you do differently? I can't think of a thing. So if they're not doing it on purpose, they're doing a great job accidentally.
No, they're just that bad. They're just that idiotic.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right, let me tell you about real estate agents I trust. If you want to get out of Dodge, maybe you want to move and try a life in a different place. Maybe you're a conservative who's sick and tired of what's going on in California. You just want to sell your home and move to Texas. We would welcome you with open arms under those circumstances.
Better get here before we close the borders around Texas.
Yes, exactly right. But here's the thing. How much do you invest in trying to make your home as attractive as it can be, increase the curb appeal and all the things you need to do to sell your home quickly and for the most amount of money? You need a great realtor, and that's where Real Estate Agents I Trust come in. Real Estate Agents I Trust. These are fantastic realtors with proven track records and great marketing plans, and they're not going to just rely on an open house every week so you can keep your house spotless nonstop for as long as it takes to sell and then vacate your home every weekend. That's kind of a nightmare, and you don't mind doing it once or twice, but all the time. And with some agents, that's their only plan. So go to Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name really says it all. And they're fans of the show, so you're going to have a lot in common with them as you drive around looking for homes. realestateagentsitrust.com, realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Yesterday, Alejandro Mayorkas, the Secretary of Homeland Security, testified before the Senate and was unprepared. For some reason, he didn't have the numbers on immigration. Why would you? Why would you have those numbers available? Certainly, nobody's going to ask you anything about it, right?
Wait, I thought he was asked just
I thought I was here to testify on shampoo products. I got all those stats right here.
No, that's down the hall.
Oh.
That's the next committee
Oh,
room.
wow. Yeah. You want illegal immigration numbers?
I mean, I think
That's
that's
interesting.
why you're here, Secretary.
Is there a number people can call and talk about it or give me that information? So anyway, day one, he didn't have... Oh, I'd be happy to provide you with those.
Right. The Senate, Ron Johnson asked him.
Give it to me now. I don't have them. How can you not have them?
So he'd probably be better prepared tomorrow when he went before the House, right?
Sure. Okay. Yes. Because the Senate asked him about it.
Yep.
So now he made sure.
Now he's ready.
That he's ready to go.
Okay.
Let's see it.
1.5 million people that we've apprehended. How many people have been returned?
Mm-hmm.
How many people are being detained? And how many people have been dispersed?
I would be pleased to provide you with specific data.
Wait, you still don't have
this
it?
Hearing, Congressman, and your prior statement was inaccurate, but I would look forward. And in fact, meeting.
So that's my opinion. So that's my opinion. Okay. And so I'm entitled to my opinion. Okay.
No.
So,
I respect that, Congressman.
No, you don't.
And I'd be very pleased to provide you with the specific data you've requested.
No, you wouldn't
well,
be
sir,
pleased.
yesterday
Otherwise,
you were asking
have it already.
exactly the same question
Thank
and
you.
you gave exactly the same answer. You'd think you'd be a little bit better prepared now that you've been
Yes!
asked that question, that now
I love it.
maybe somebody else is going to ask you the same question. You don't have that information?
Oh, Congressman, let me share something with you
Ooh, here we go.
quite
right.
clearly.
Okay.
I work 18 hours a day.
So,
Okay, so when I returned from yesterday's hearing,
Uh-huh.
I actually focused on mission. We will get that data both to the senator who posed it yesterday and to you, Congressman,
Right.
today.
because it was too damn difficult to ask one of his underlings, hey, I'm going to have to testify before the House tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
They just asked me in the Senate. They'll probably ask me again.
Yeah.
Could you just, I don't know, text me or fax me the numbers? Yeah, you couldn't possibly do that.
That was Congressman Carlos Jimenez, by the way, doing the questioning there.
Why is he home?
And I think the rules are different in the House. I mean, I don't.
Man.
You know, if
I'm getting tired of this.
If the Republicans had the House and Senate, things would look a little different.
That's probably
with these
true.
hearings.
Very true.
But yeah, isn't that something?
Yeah, and you know he knows the
Of course
numbers.
he knows.
God, if you're that stupid and you're the head of Homeland Security, you need to be removed from that position.
But Pat, it's not that he's stupid. He works really
18
long
hours a
days,
day,
man.
You see, I'm focused on process right now. I'm focused on work product.
What was it? Mission. Mission.
That's what it was. Mission. I'm focused on mission. I don't have time to get numbers.
See, like
for Congress.
Think
What do you think? You're important?
Right. You think you're Congress? It's going to take an act of Congress for you to get those numbers. Oh wait,
hold it.
So I think about your job. You know, you've got a list of things you got to do before you go home at the end of the day, right? Like for me, it's what appears to be an incoherent pile of paper on the floor, right?
Yeah.
And when I get through all this stuff at the end of the day, it's time to go. Okay. You would think that the secretary there would have a list of, for this next hearing, I'm going to have this and this and this because, I didn't have it last time.
And it's not like he doesn't have an assistant.
No,
You know he does.
Not. Of course not.
So.
But Pat, over the course of 18 hours, do you think that he could have, in that 18 hours, picked up a phone and asked for those numbers?
Right. Or
probably not.
Opened his computer, typed in the password, and looked in that category?
Oh, that would have been great.
Because you don't suppose it's right on his computer, do you?
Oh, that would have been a funny answer. Sorry. You know what? I was asked this yesterday by Senator Johnson, but
But I'm sorry, it's in a file somewhere.
It's in a no.
I don't know.
I can't find the Homeland Security IT guy roaming around here to let me in my laptop.
Yeah, you know what? I forgot my password.
Yeah, it timed out. Yeah, you know how it resets? It's like, you got 8 days to change your password.
Right, it reset.
Shame on me. I've been busy.
Then it said, I wanted to change the password, but I need an administrator. And I'm not an administrator for this particular computer.
And darn the luck, it was too similar to my last password. And
they wouldn't let me use it.
Gave me attitude.
I hate that, by the way.
I know.
Why don't you let me worry about if it's strong enough or if I've used it before? No, it's not like criminals know I've used it before. And really, who's hacking into my computer?
I know we get. Wait a minute, China. This is a government official. So I know we get on these rants. It comes around on passwords and stuff. But can I just take a moment here? Because yesterday I was having trouble with a password on a website. And it's like, just give me an idea. Like, give me a hint. You know, like when he says, this password isn't, you got to have this, this, and this. Like, it doesn't.
Sometimes it doesn't even say that.
Right.
Yeah. They just tell you it's not acceptable or it's invalid.
Or it's like
invalid password. Why?
Yeah, but like if I have it wrong, you know, like I need some sort of. I just tell me that no, this one actually has a capital letter and I don't know. It's just so frustrating.
And you have to remember it, and you have to change it. At least in our system, you got to change it. Every 6 months?
Yeah.
Well, how am I supposed to remember these passwords?
And every time we have these rants, your awesome audience sends us on Twitter so many different apps and programs. And I'm sorry, but I work for 18 hours, and I just don't have a moment in a day to go and get another app.
So you completely understand Alejandro Mayorkas.
Right, yeah. I don't have room for any more
From
apps.
Manawa Niaragua.
How many apps you got on your phone, Pat?
How many apps?
Yeah, I know you use all of them.
I have...
Hundreds?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
I use like 2 of them, but I have a lot. Seriously, how many apps do you have that you've never used?
But that's what's so frustrating when your phone updates or something like that or repopulates. It's like installing app 2 of 394. And I'm like, wait.
I have some app called If Then That or If Then This or something. And it seemed interesting to me when I downloaded it. I have no idea what it is.
If this, then that, Rob's telling me.
If this, then that.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what it does.
You don't know what it does?
I don't know what it's for.
It helps everything work better together.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what it does. Okay. That's why I use it so frequently. That's why everything works so well
so what
in
does
my
it
life.
do?
It makes things, work together.
Sounds like it.
No idea. I really don't have any idea what it does.
Fun.
All right. Now, you would think, all right, Alejandro Mayorkas doesn't have the numbers.
Too busy.
Somebody else must, right?
Probably.
Somebody in the White House, maybe the spokesperson for the White House.
Aha.
Maybe Jen Psaki has these numbers.
Now we're getting them.
Mm-hmm.
Secretary Mayorkas has now been asked twice on the Hill, and he's not been able to provide an answer to this. So I want to ask you, do you have the numbers? How many patients have been deported? How many have been processed? And how many have been allowed
Pause
to
it
stay
for a
in the
second.
United States?
That is an ABC reporter.
Are we sure?
I think so. I think it's an ABC. Go back to the beginning.
That's just where we got the feed.
Oh,
there.
that's just the.
I have no idea who that is.
Okay, so I don't know who this reporter is.
Take your mask off.
Asking a good question. Yeah. Can you believe it? Every once in a while, someone other than Peter Doocy will ask them something. And
when somebody in the press asks a good question, that frees up Peter Doocy to ask something else.
Yes.
And then we get a couple of good questions. But I don't know who this is.
I don't either, but go.
I certainly understand why you're asking and understand why people have been asking Secretary Mayorkas. Those are numbers that are the Department of Homeland Security would have the most up-to-date numbers.
But why is it so hard to keep track of a simple number like that? Why can't you give it? Why can't he give it? It's been 2 days now he's been asked.
I'm certain they will provide it. It's an absolutely fair question to ask, and I'm certain he just wanted to have the most up-to-date numbers to provide.
So
I will have to circle back on that one.
Such bull crap.
Uh-huh.
Such BS. What they want to do is ignore it until we forget about it. All right? That's what they're going to do. Do you think today they're scrambling to get those numbers to the press? No. They're hoping that nobody looks their way again and you'll have forgotten about those answers and they'll avoid the crisis. These are terrible people.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, there's a new poll out from the Des Moines Register poll. This is the gold standard, especially in Iowa. And, I just saw a poll day before yesterday from somebody that had Joe Biden at 50% approval. Come on. 50% approval? Get out of here.
Maybe in his family.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I can't guarantee that, but maybe. Mm-hmm. Well, now in Iowa, he's down to 31%. Wow. Fewer than one-third of Iowans approve of his job performance. 31% compared to 62% disapproval.
Yeah.
How about that? And, of course, you've got the 7% who say, I don't know. I don't know. Who?
Wow.
So that's great.
So that's Iowa.
Iowa.
I mean, that's your...
Where you go first to, launch your campaign for the next election. In Iowa, they're not digging him.
Yeah, and Trump won in Iowa the last two elections. Just trying to see here. So, yeah, Biden had 45% in the last election there in Iowa.
Wow.
So he's, if you just want to base it off of that, he's fallen from 45 to 31, if you want to do that kind of
Yes,
math.
Essentially. I mean, it doesn't directly correlate maybe, but it's close.
That is very low.
That's very, very low.
And remember, we've said this. This is the time in the presidency where you're at your highest.
Right.
This
should be honeymoon
time, right?
For the first about a year, you usually get the benefit of the doubt from the American people. And, they're going to be hopeful that they're going to be able to like you. But he's been so bad on, everything. That they can't.
Where do you, Pat Gray, stand on he's going to be in the White House at the end of the year? Because, we're 2 days away from being 3 months out from Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Is he still going to be in there?
I'd push it to the inauguration day. Well,
January 20.
1 year anniversary of inauguration.
Oh, so we're moving it back.
Move it back a little bit. Yeah. I'm not sure they can oust him this quickly.
Uh-huh.
So, I may have been a little premature.
Yeah. Now, Jeffy's was December 3rd of this year.
Oh, wow.
And mine was January 21st of 2023. That seems ridiculous at this point.
Wow, if he could make it to 2023, that's a huge win for him, I'd have to say.
In life.
Yeah. Been a long time since I had my woman. Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Like a little.
No, do some more of this, man.
I don't want to lose the whole audience, 888-900-3393.
I thought it was good.
Well, brilliant? Yeah. All right.
I didn't say brilliant.
Okay.
I said good.
That is true. But you meant brilliant.
No, I did not.
No?
Just good.
Okay. I got some tweets here from Nathan Glass. Wasn't it a month ago the Dems told Cubans they are not welcome here and will be sent back home?
Isn't that something?
Yes.
Wonder why that would be.
Now it's all about embracing the Haitians? Okay, yeah. Dadbod blog tweets, how focused are you on your mission if you don't know the numbers that provide a metric determining the success or failure of your mission? Another great point.
Such a great point.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
What a world.
It's fun.
What a world. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Texas parents are suing a school district here in Texas.
Just down the road here.
Amazing how often this kind of stuff happens.
Yeah.
They're suing to force kids to wear their masks.
Unreal. That makes it personal,
Sure does.
That's them trying to dictate my child's behavior, effectively.
Yeah, this is in Allen, which is one of the really nice suburbs. They've got a huge high school there of, 4,500 kids probably.
Yeah, it's a big suburb, so big that it has its own minor league hockey team.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh. Plus, they built that 20,000 seat football stadium a couple of years
that's
ago.
where that big stadium that sinks into the ground is?
Paid $80 million for it, and a year later they had to close it, and the Allen football team had to play in Plano while they repaired the $80 million brand new football stadium.
Was it still under warranty?
No. There was no warranty there, so I'd be a little upset if those were my tax dollars going to that.
Can you imagine going to the taxpayers? And I'm sure it was fun up there.
Yeah.
It's like, so, I'm sure there was a big fight for the spending that much money for a stadium.
Sure.
Then you have to go back and
hey, by the way,
our bad.
the $80 million stadium we just built, it's not safe to sit in or play in, so we're going to have to redo it. It'll probably take a year, but we'll just need another. We might be able to do it for 40 or 50 million.
I'm sorry?
This time, an additional 40 or 50 million. I don't know what they spent on the repairs, but what a nightmare.
Right.
Anyway, the parents in this conservative corner of Texas, they're turning one of Governor Abbott's pro-life mantras on its head, arguing in a federal lawsuit that his school mask policy is threatening the lives of their children by following Abbott's order to keep masks voluntary, which, by the way, go ahead and wear them. That means you don't have to, but you can if you want to.
Who's keeping your kid from wearing a mask?
No one is.
Right.
No one is.
I would stand with those parents if they wanted their kids to be able to wear masks. I'd be like, that's a freedom of choice.
But every kid has to because
Unreal.
Because the mask is not about your safety. It's about somebody else's. Oh, okay. Well, it's not doing a very good job then, is it? So they're suing the school district and the board to make them require masks, and they're seeking to represent all 21,000 or so of its students, roughly a third of whom are too young to be vaccinated. Allen is, up in arms. The parents are up in arms over this, but this lawsuit comes amid a wave of litigation across the country over masking in schools, as more children are hospitalized with COVID-19 than ever before. They got to throw that in. And it hits right as Texas finds itself in the center of the, abortion rights thing. So the parents whose kids include some who are especially vulnerable because of underlying conditions are invoking the Constitution's 14th Amendment forbidding states from depriving any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Yeah, that's a stretch.
You know who should homeschool?
A stretch.
Are the parents that are so terrified about sending their kids into schools right now.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Absolutely.
It works both ways.
Absolutely.
By the way, the architect who built the stadium did end up paying the $10 million.
Oh, they did?
To
good.
repair
It was only a $10 million repair?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. The overall cost of $19 million for a high school football stadium, that's not bad at all. Good. All right. Meanwhile, a couple on an airplane didn't like that one of their fellow passengers was eating on the plane
This guy is
with
me.
his mask down.
This guy is me.
How dare you? And here's that happy scene.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. She wants him to put his mask on. He's trying to eat, lady. Look at how terrified.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, this society is living in fear now. Look at this.
They're insane over it.
Did you see the husband go to hell? Look at that. Double masking. Got the clear thing.
That's great.
This guy's just filming him.
He doesn't care.
No.
I'm surprised a flight attendant hasn't intervened here and told him, sir, you gotta have your mask on between bites. No. Just keeps going. Completely unconcerned with their hysteria.
Look at that, man. Oh my gosh.
Oh, so she's got the shield and a mask.
I think there's 2 masks and a shield. You've heard of 2 turntables and a microphone? There's 2 face masks and a shield. I mean, they are. If you're that afraid, being completely sincere,
you shouldn't be traveling.
You shouldn't be traveling. Mm-hmm. You 2 should be sitting at home.
Or travel in a car.
In a car.
Where you're hermetically sealed and only you are breathing your own air. And be fully masked up there, too, if you want.
Yeah, this must
be great.
This must be said. And you guys start paying attention if you haven't already. But I am seeing more and more and more in the last several weeks here in the Dallas Metroplex, people driving alone in masks again. Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
Yeah, the masks are making a huge comeback. And you see more people in the grocery store, even though so far, at least, the stores are not mandating them, requiring you to wear it as you enter. But many people have just voluntarily, and fine, go ahead, do that. But whatever, don't drag me into it, please.
I'm telling you, I've been. Don't put it on. Just don't put it on.
Yeah.
People do not push back. I promise you, they don't do it.
Well, she was.
Got it.
On the plane.
There's
going to be some freaky people who are militant about it. You're killing me. Why are you trying to murder me right now?
I went to yet another doctor's office the other day, and the lady literally held out a box as I was checking in. Like, I thought it was like trick or treat time. Like, I could have said something smart, but you know what? No, I took the mask. I didn't feel like having that conversation, and I put it in my pocket, and I continued to sign in, and then I went and waited. Guess who said something to me? Nobody. They don't do it. They don't do it. They're required to offer or suggest, hey, could you wear a mask right now? Can I get you to wear a mask? Now, you could have the battle right there if you'd like, or you could just, got it. You've done your job. I'm doing mine. And then you go sit down and nobody talks to you. Nobody. The end. They may stare at you. Oh, well.
They might think mean thoughts about you.
Yeah, that's what really gets to me. When people think mean thoughts about me.
And you have to wonder exactly what those thoughts are.
People that I will never have an interaction with for the rest of my life.
And yet, it'll drive you crazy.
It will, yeah.
Till the day you die.
The sleep I lost over that lady staring a hole through my head in the waiting room at the doctor's office.
A lot of sleep. Yeah. Haven't slept a wink since.
The thing is, I have a hard enough time sleeping. And now this rando chick
even worse.
that was staring at me.
Yeah, dang it.
Under my skin.
Could be worse. You could live in Australia. Listen to this. This is an actual thing. Children and teenagers, 18 and under, will be able to create a friends bubble to allow home visits, provided the adults in their homes are fully vaccinated under an easing of restrictions for school holidays. That is so generous of you. Thank you. So you can create a bubble of 3 friends.
Yeah, 3.
And visit each other's homes for play and activity, subject to these conditions.
Oh, there's conditions.
Yeah, of course. There have to be conditions. Can't willy-nilly just allow 3 people to visit 3 different homes.
So it's just a group of 3. So it's 2 friends that you can hang with.
Each child is allowed to have 2 designated friends come to their house.
Okay. Cleared that up.
These 2 friends must always be the same. Creating a 3-person friends bubble.
What if you're fighting? What if you're arguing?
Well, then one or two of those friends have to be eliminated, and then you're just alone.
Aww.
You just get to play by yourself. Aww. All people older than 18 years in all the households must be fully vaccinated. Mm-hmm. The friends must reside within 5 kilometers of each other or in the same LGA. I have no idea what any of that is.
What is an LGA in Australia? I'll tell you. Something area, I bet. Local government area? Yes.
Local government
I don't know what that means, though.
5 kilometers could be 5 feet, could be 5,000 miles. I don't know.
Yeah.
If parents or caregivers are dropping children off, they must not stay to interact with other parents or carers.
I'm telling you, Australia is
they're gone.
It's a test case. They want to see what they can get away with in the Western world, and Australia being on an island, how convenient. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, you remember those choose your own adventure books? You loved those as a kid, right?
Love them.
Yeah.
Sure.
It doesn't sound like you do.
Oh,
well, because one of them takes you down this path.
It does?
Yeah, like you're gonna
have a friends bubble.
Yeah, I'm talking about Australia. Like there's one way that leads to freedom. Mm-hmm. It's starting to feel like Doctor Strange, he sees one way out. And we have one way out. And we have all these multiple timelines, if you will. And the Australia one is bad. And I think that's what they're just trying to see what they can get away with there.
Hey, you know what we should do next?
What?
Let's create a little friends bubble. We'll call it a friends bubble.
I like it.
Only 2 friends can come over to your house. And they have to be the same ones.
Yes, write that down. Write down on the board.
There's no diversity or inclusion in this. And they'll never notice the irony of that.
They're so dumb.
Great.
They're so dumb. I can't believe we got away with the...
what are they going to fall for next?
Concentration camps.
Right?
They fell for that.
That's fine.
We could totally get away with the friends bubble. They'll look at that as like, oh, wow, thanks for the freedom.
Wow. They're starting to get a little pissed off in Australia, by the way. There's a huge group of construction workers protesting against the forced vaccines, blocking a highway in Melbourne.
Or do you want to go back to the other one that only has 2?
You can pull the audio down there, I think, Corby, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so look at that, man. I mean,
look at the back up there.
Well, but I think, see, the left side are just the people. See that?
Huh.
Just
yeah.
walking on down.
Right.
And I think I think they blocked the traffic on the one end. And it's just, nope, we're here. Yeah, there we go. See this?
Okay, I do not condone that.
That's
not going to help your... Why do people make it a nightmare for others and think, hey, this will ingratiate them to our cause? Watch this. We'll make it so they can't get to work on time. Hey, you know what would be great? We'll make them sit there in the heat in their car and let it idle for hours in a traffic jam. Then they're going to love us. Don't do that. But still, it's nice to see that people are...
Well, they made international news, I'll tell you that. But you're right, though. I mean, I'm not going to be like, oh, crap, I'm totally with you now that I'm late
and
to
even
my
when
own
you
job.
are with them, and we are, obviously, we think we shouldn't be oppressed in this way. I hate that strategy. It doesn't make any sense to me. By the way, Michael, a construction worker from Australia, who refused to get the shot.
So he wants other people to die. Got it.
Yeah. During the demonstration, he got shot.
Yeah, what are those little rubber bullet things or something?
By Melbourne police. Does he show his little
watch
welt?
Watch this.
Okay.
Meet Michael. He's a tradie who came here because
Michael.
he doesn't want jabs to be mandatory. And this is what happened. He says he got shot in the back by one of these rounds by police.
Whoa!
There are others, he said, below the belt line, but that is very swollen.
Ooh, yeah.
And what does it feel like to be shot?
By my own country, by my police. It's disgusting.
Yeah. And it hurt.
I'm absolutely disgusted.
Jeez.
I'm struggling to find words for it.
Struggling to find words, yeah.
So that was a rubber bullet that left
so.
a welt like that?
Something, yeah, he got shot with. I don't know. Yeah, but...
that swelling was the size of his head. Wow.
Close, yeah. I mean, that's Australia. I mean, you heard it in his voice. He's like, I can't believe it was my police did this to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, can it get worse? I guess so. They could start shooting you in the head if you're not wearing a mask.
And notice they shot him in the back, I'd like to point out.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
Well, then.
Interesting.
All right.
Then we got this man talking to police, and one cop comes up behind him.
Weird.
And for some reason just throws him to the
Look
ground.
at this.
It's not even a heated conversation. It doesn't appear to be anyway.
No, they're just talking at the train station. And then this thug comes up. What in the world?
Whoa. What are you doing? Wow. He could have seriously
He may
hurt
have.
that.
I don't know.
He might have.
I mean, you could separate a shoulder falling like that.
Gosh. You could crack your skull open.
That's
interesting.
That's not good. That also was in Melbourne. So
was it?
Yeah.
They're in trouble there.
Come
They're just
home.
in trouble.
Come home, Australia. Come home. It's time.
Man. Here we are trying to defend them against Chinese incursions with we got this agreement between us, the UK, and Australia to help them do that. And they're becoming China from within.
Yeah, at this rate, we're going to be protecting China from Australia.
Yeah. I mean...
China's not an enemy.
No, right. Will they start welding people in their homes soon? I wouldn't put it past them.
But they've already got the hermetically sealed stuff in the neighborhoods where there's COVID.
You remember that? We were hearing those reports from China in the beginning that they were actually welding people into their homes so they couldn't leave. I mean, how big a step is that now from where Australia is to going to that draconian measure? Not that far.
Goodness gracious.
It's unbelievable.
It's a penal colony all over
And again, it's really good to see them stand up to it.
Yeah.
You probably had thousands of people, but don't screw up everybody else's lives while you protest.
Okay.
Get out of the street.
Go to City Hall. Huh?
Yes.
Or the governor's mansion or the premier or
yes.
whatever the heck you call them there in your screwed up society.
But stay out of the streets. 888-900-3393. Welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Flight bookings. We were just talking about these people on the plane and how crazy they were because a guy pulled his mask off just to eat. Now, I think the consensus among the airlines is that you have to have your mask on even during chewing, right? You take a bite, then you put your mask back on and chew it. So
we're in hell.
If anything, I would imagine the flight attendants would have been on the side of the freaks who are just having such hysterical fits over this guy not having his mask on for a few seconds.
Remember, take a window seat.
Uh-huh.
Turn your head.
Okay.
And breathe freely. That's
nice.
how you do it.
All right. Meanwhile, flight bookings are rapidly declining in August and early September amid the surge in COVID-19 cases, fueled by the highly transmissible Delta variant.
Boom, boom, boom.
Now, studies have shown it's not really even passed in airplanes. That's not really a huge issue there. But apparently, online customers spent $4 billion on flights within the U.S. in August, down 24% from July, 35% below pre-pandemic levels. So they're getting scared again. And look how look how afraid the people across the aisle were of that guy. It defies all logic and reason.
I mean, those people should never leave their house. Problem solved for everyone.
Through the first 10 days of September, flight bookings remained weak, down 39% from the same period in 2019. Huh. Well, don't worry about that. They'll be bailed out. It'll actually be fine. Yeah, they'll get another $80 billion here pretty soon.
Just print that money.
Yeah. Why not? Spend all you want. We'll make more. Just like, is it Lay's potato chips?
Yeah.
Although you didn't spend them, you ate them. Eat all you want. We'll make more. So now, according to Rafia Zakaria, who I'm not really familiar with, but he's a writer, he is saying that we should shame frequent flyers.
Oh, this is a good story from the Nation. Oh, this will be fun.
So the Nation columnists are normally, I don't know, communists. What is good for the American tourist is terrible for the planet. According to Rafia, at the height of the pandemic, the grounding of air travel in 2020 led to a 60% reduction in carbon dioxide emissions from aviation. One round-trip flight across the Atlantic emits about as much carbon dioxide as heating an average American home with natural gas for a year.
Oh, wow. That's a neat stat.
Yeah, isn't
I'm
it?
not terrified by it, but it's just neat.
I'm not either. But, yeah, it's interesting. And Americans are disproportionately to blame.
Oh, here we go.
Prior to the pandemic year, the United States, with just over 4% of the world's population, was responsible for, get this, 24% of all emissions from passenger flights. Wow, we are terrible people.
Yeah, but what's the percentage that we produce for the world?
Like 100. And within the U.S., just 12% of adults take 68% of the flights. What? With planes once again taking Americans to ostensibly exotic locales, tourists are back to mucking up the planet in the middle of a climate disaster. So one way to prevent this is to stigmatize needless air travel.
Listen to this.
Several climate activists, including, really, you're going to quote the 16-year-old girl now again? Jeez.
She's good.
Well, one way to stigmatize it and is to stop the air travel that's not absolutely necessary. So several climate activists, including, of course, Sweden's Greta Thunberg, have decided to forego flying as a selfish activity that worsens the very crisis they're trying to avert.
Has she?
In Sweden, the hypocrisy of traveling frequently by air, while also claiming to care about the planet, has birthed the flight shame movement, which uses peer pressure to embarrass those who gratuitously board airplanes. America needs its own flight shame movement. A recent survey shows 88% of Americans intend to travel in the next 6 months by air. Of course, killing the planet in the process. While the elite tourist should be the primary target, even those who aren't racking up frequent flyer miles should avoid unnecessary travel. My gosh. I mean, can you get any more hysterical than this? Can you fearmonger any more than they're doing?
And can we divide ourselves on any more fronts? Are we not out of places to divide ourselves?
Apparently not, because it just keeps coming.
Yeah, but you know.
Wow.
So don't go see other cultures.
Don't go anywhere.
Stuff.
Don't do anything.
Okay.
Yeah. And don't give me this, well, then I'll take my car. No. Not quite as bad, but still bad.
And message to the Vax cult members, you know, you got to stop hating us just because we're not like you. Remember, diversity is a good thing, right? Right? You don't want everybody being the same.
It used to be a good thing.
Right.
Anyway.
Diversity makes us stronger. They taught us that.
Right.
So you need some unvaxxed among you, right? I'm trying everything here.
Yeah, it's not working.
No, it's not doing it?
It's not going to work.
Okay,
no.
shoot.
Let's go to Frank in Iowa. Hey, Frank, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Yeah. You were talking earlier about some of the lawsuits going on. Well, welcome to the People's Republic of Johnston, Iowa, a suburb of Des Moines, where today is the first day the kids get to go back to school and wear masks because 11 parents threatened to sue the school district and they caved.
Oh, man.
Put masks back on everybody. Yeah.
Unbelievable. So is that, I mean, have they put any time limit on it, or it's just all indefinitely? You're indefinitely wearing a mask when you go to school?
It's indefinitely until the mask mandate that was made illegal in Iowa gets overturned. It's on an injunction right now in Iowa.
Jeez.
So Frank, you said 11 different families
Yeah,
are.
it's like a really small minority or really small group of people that they've got together and they
screwed it up for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then you know what? Those 11 kids can show up with a mask. And the parents, all the other parents, and the 99.9% of the parents in the school district who don't want their kids to wear masks need to show up and counter protest. That's what needs to be happening.
It's amazing. All right. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Frank.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right.
All right. See you. Ethan in Texas, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, you guys. Good morning. I just had to call and tell you about what's going on. I work with kids. I just moved to Texas, thinking things might be a little bit better. These mask cultists won't be as bad. No. The place where I work with kids, they're doing what they call mask tolerance programs. This is effectively exposure therapy where they're putting masks on the faces of kids and slowly over time increasing the duration of time that the mask is on the face of the kids so that they don't resist having it on. But whenever they're doing this, the kids are crying, they're resisting, they're running away. It's awful. And they say that the kids are the least vulnerable among us, but they're not following that science.
No, they're not.
There's poor ventilation in the building that we're in. They don't care about that. They're making us wear masks. They're trying to break my spirit, it feels like. And I ask around to other people in the place that I'm working, and other people are sick of it too, but they won't stand up and they won't say anything because they're afraid to lose their job and they're afraid of the social persecution. And it's only a matter of time before I lose my job because I refuse to do this.
So wait, who's conducting this study, Ethan?
It's not a study. I have to be careful because it's a medical thing, and so I have the HIPAA laws. But it's a therapy of sorts.
Wow.
So parents are willfully exposing their kids to this social experiment.
Not all the parents know about it, no, because there's other therapy that happens while they're there. This is just a small amount of time.
It's a study on the sly. They don't know that they're being studied.
Yep. There's no informed consent.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Appreciate it.
How close are you to, hold on, what part of Texas? I know you probably can't give it away, but just give me an idea of what part of the state, roughly, if you can.
Yeah, southern part. I could tell you, it's San Antonio.
Okay. No, it's crazy. To think, and where did you move from?
Missouri.
Oh, wait, hold on. You should go back, honestly, as far as mask freedom, right?
I guess. There's no safe haven anywhere. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the same. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Ethan. There's no escaping because of the hysteria they've created. The fearmongering that they have fearmongered is just out of control. And so it doesn't matter where you go, I think, right now. Just this pandemic hysteria is so prevalent, so all-encompassing. There's just no escape from it right now. You just can't escape it, despite the fact that how many times have we seen the studies, these stupid masks that they force you to wear aren't helping. They're so ineffective of stopping any kind of aerosol from coming out of your mouth. Again, it's the chain link fence theory. It's like you've got a chain link fence on your face.
And you're throwing sand at it.
It's asinine.
Yeah, we are. I'm sorry, kids. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
For so many things.
Again, I don't know how you do it during the course of a school day, which is usually 6 or 7 hours. That is a nightmare. Anytime I have to wear mine for an hour, they kind of. They've sort of shamed us into wearing them at church again, and so I can barely stand it. Barely stand it.
And you know what? That's the other thing that we said at the beginning of this. When they shut down churches right before Easter of 2020, this is going to destroy churches. These lockdowns, these mandates.
Certainly isn't helping, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Mark in Pennsylvania, you're on the Blaze. Hi.
Hey, I want to tell you a new commercial I saw, but real quick, my wife's work says either show us your vaccine certificate or we're going to raise your insurance premiums. So the reason I called is I wonder if you saw the new Build Back Better commercial.
Oh no!
Where they got they have a jar that looks like one of those big lemonade iced tea jars with a spigot on the bottom, and it's all full of money, change mostly. And this woman comes over and she puts a jar underneath it and fills it up and passes it off to another woman. And they're talking about how they're going to soak the rich to make them pay their fair share. And at the very end, it says "Build Back Better."
Oh my gosh!
I saw that on Fox News commercial the other day, like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, "What?"
Thanks a lot, Mark. We'll have to look for that and see if we can play that because they don't care anymore. The Marxism is just straight up Marxism. Yep, we're commies. So we're going to soak the rich, eat the rich, imprison the rich, kill the rich. We're going to find a way to get rid of them, and so that you don't have to be so envious of them anymore.
Wow.
Because what they're doing is they're taking money out of your pocket. I don't know if you're aware of that, but they are. Yeah, they steal it right from you and keep it. I don't know how they're doing that, but they are. They are.
Okay, so where does somebody like a Bill Gates fall in this scenario? Since he's kind of torn, right? Because he's rich, but he's also one of these New World Order types. Control us.
Yeah. I think Bill has some issues. People are actually asking him about his issues now.
Oh, no. What?
In fact, he was just asked about the Jeffrey Epstein thing. This doesn't have anything to do with the wealth situation, but they were interviewing him, and then the subject of Jeffrey Epstein came up.
No.
Look at this.
You had a number of meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, who, when you met him 10 years ago, he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. What did you know about him when you were meeting with him, as you've said yourself, in the hopes of raising money?
Gutsy.
I had dinners with him. I regret doing that. He had relationships with people he said, would give to global health, which is a interest I have. Not nearly enough philanthropy goes in that direction.
I see.
Those meetings were a mistake. They didn't result in what he purported, and I cut them off. That goes back a long time ago now.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
So there's nothing new on that.
It was reported that you continue to meet with him over several years.
Oh, no. Just pushing it.
And that, in other words, a number of meetings. What did you do when you found out about his background?
Well, I said I regretted having those dinners. And there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Is there a lesson for you, for anyone else?
Look how uncomfortable he is.
Well, he's dead, so in general, you always have to be careful.
With dead people,
and
got to be careful with them.
I'm very proud of what we've done in philanthropy. Very proud of the work of the foundation.
Yeah.
That's what I get up every day and focus.
Wow,
bro.
Wow. Listen, I know you're pushing me on this thing, but do you know how much charity I provide? Do you know how much I donate to charitable causes? Bro. How are you questioning me, the great Oz?
Big round of applause for Judy Woodruff too.
Nice.
And if you're listening to the podcast as opposed to watching it on Blaze TV, which you should subscribe.
He looked so uncomfortable.
BlazeTV.com/Pat.
Thank you.
His body is turned sideways at the camera.
Yeah.
His hands are clasped together, and he's looking off to the side. I had some dinner.
You gotta eat. Right? I couldn't help it that he was sitting at the same table.
That could not have...
It's a free world.
Visually, that could not have looked worse. Audibly, it couldn't have sounded worse.
No, he was bad. He was bad there.
What did you do when you found out? Well, I booked more flights to Epstein Island is what I did.
Yeah, I thought I could squeeze some money out of him. And so I was willing to do anything it took to squeeze money out of a guy and overlook anything I had to overlook.
Yeah, and I'm sure that...
Right.
There was nothing else going on with Bill Gates and the inhabitants of Epstein Island.
Here's Bill Gates, who formerly, and at the time period we're talking about, richest man on earth. All right. So if you're relying on Jeffrey Epstein, you give more money yourself.
Right.
Rather than
such a good point.
Hang out with a scumbag like Jeffrey Epstein and take his ill-gotten booty.
Yeah, that's probably because he wasn't there for the money.
Jeez, yeah, right? And that's what you start to wonder. Isn't he getting divorced from Melinda?
Yeah, totally.
Or are they divorced now?
That's done. Yeah.
That's amazing. So, wonder if that had anything to do with it.
Nah.
I'm sure not.
No.
I'm sure absolutely.
Wow, that was some interesting body language
sure was.
there.
888-900-3393. 4 coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Pat Gray is here, and he's unleashed.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
All right. 888-900-3393.
Okay.
Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Hippie Patriot. That's my gang sign. Tweets. The couple on the plane are today's norm. It's madness, and even worse, how abusive they are. They feel justified for some reason. Just wondering if they ever look in the mirror. Mm-hmm. Jeffy's third tail tweets, why is it so hard to get these numbers on the Haitians? This is one place on the border, not stretched all across the southern border from Texas to Arizona. One location. Yeah, so easy. Millie the Dope tweets, look at this lady. Mask and a shield too. The woman on the plane. You that scared? Really? Don't fly. Don't do anything. Right. Don't leave your house. Lone Wolf tweets, masks aren't about your safety. Masks aren't about other people's safety. Masks are about compliance and submitting to authority and creating a false sense of safety in others. From HP, what a great way to teach kids how to socialize. Create friend bubbles. Make cliques. No one will be left out, right? What could go wrong? Nothing. Yeah, nothing. We're so far down this path now. Nothing could go wrong.
This is fun.
Yesterday, we heard from a listener who had a whole bunch of people in her family contract COVID-19, and 6 of them, was it 5 or 6?
5, I believe.
Died from it. But their entire hospital bill, $300,000 worth, was paid for by the government, which, of course, means you and me. We paid for it, you and I.
Glad I could help.
And not only that, but then the funeral costs were also taken care of by FEMA. So you apply to FEMA and they take care of everything.
I wasn't even invited to give the eulogy, but yet I paid for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what funeral expenses are covered? We actually found this yesterday. I think Corby found this for us. Funeral services, cremation, interment, transportation for up to 2 individuals to identify the deceased individual, transfer of remains. They'll pay for the casket or urn.
Wow.
Burial plot or cremation niche. They'll provide a marker or headstone. Clergy or officiant services will be provided. Arrangement of the funeral ceremony. Use of funeral home equipment or staff.
Okay.
Costs associated with producing and certifying multiple death certificates. And additional expenses mandated at any applicable local or state government laws or ordinances. Wait, is that it? What, they're not paying for the food?
Yeah, right.
At the get-together after the funeral?
Yeah.
I have to pay for my own funeral potatoes?
Oh, no, honey, no.
Oh.
So wait a minute.
Despicable!
What if I don't have a black suit? You know what I'm saying?
Right. You should be provided.
I got to properly mourn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be tailored, too. You don't want some baggy thing or something that's too tight and uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, where are the flowers? I mean, those are...
Where are the flowers?
Those are costly. And that wasn't on the list, federal government.
Where are the flowers?
Where are the flowers? I mean, you got to pay somebody to sing, right?
Yes.
You can pay for the clergy through FEMA.
Yes.
I saw that.
Yes. I think they capped this at $9,000, which is despicable again. Another despicable practice. How dare you? So I looked up whether or not they also pay for hospitalization, and the answer to that is also yes. Yes, they do. They also pay for anything above and beyond what insurance won't do. Wow.
And just FYI, that's not they pay for it.
We pay for it. Yes. Exactly.
What in the world?
You mean the federal government doesn't do bake sales to earn money?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, they do bake sales in our bank accounts on our paychecks.
I had no idea that we were paying for absolutely every COVID-related situation for all Americans.
Pat, never let a good crisis go to waste.
I sure haven't. Man, have they made people more dependent on the government? Between the unemployment benefits that they were providing forever and finally have ended in most states, they also pay for your hospital stay. They also pay for funeral expenses. Wow! And what are they getting out of that? Well, they're getting your dependence upon them. And that you're changing the entire American mindset that we're not responsible for our own stuff. The government is responsible to take care of it for us. They're creating a whole generation of people who will now believe that. That's going to be tough to overcome. Along with teaching the hatred for the country in our public schools. That's going to be an issue as well.
You mentioned that. Congressman Dan Bishop introduced 2 bills to allow families to take their children's federal education dollars elsewhere if their public school mandates masks or advances CRT.
Oh, nice.
I like that idea.
Like that. More coming up. So, the Afghanistan situation's over, right? We've turned the page on that. So I don't want to hear any more about it.
Yeah.
Just shut up.
What difference does it make?
At this point, what difference does it make? So Biden told the UN, that's done. Done deal. It was such an amazing success. And now we're not at war anymore with anybody. And we've turned the page, which had to be really good news to all of the Americans that have been stranded there in Kabul and all over Afghanistan. They got to be feeling good about the fact that we turned the page on them. Imagine if you were there and you hear your president make that statement. Wait, what? Okay, So we're abandoned then. We are stranded here. Something you denied, Psaki denied, everybody denied. No. How dare you say that we're stranding Americans? Something that sums up the situation, that the new song by John Ondrasik, he goes by Five for Fighting, is so powerful. It's called Blood on My Hands. And I don't know if we'll get flagged for this or not, but it's worth playing and dealing with the repercussions later. But if you haven't heard this, check this out. What a great song. And as John Ondrasik himself has asked, where's everybody else on this? Right. Where are the musicians writing protest songs about a gigantic travesty and tragedy? I mean, in the Vietnam War, you couldn't get away from the protest songs.
All I can think of, Pat, excuse me.
By the way, Glenn joins us here.
All I can think of is, what was that stupid song, Four Dead in Ohio?
Yeah, Ohio by
Ohio.
Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
Yeah. How big that was.
Right.
This is much bigger than
What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. You had War by
Edwin
Starr.
Yeah. I mean, it is horrible. I spoke to John Ondrasik last night. Ondrasik. His first name is Vladimir.
I thought it was five.
Yeah. So
it's Vladimir?
Yeah, Vladimir. It's called Five for Fighting because they thought John Ondrasik was too hard for people to pronounce or something. Anyway, talking to him last night, he's really frustrated. And he's frustrated with the right. We talked about protest songs. What happened to protest songs? Why isn't anybody doing anything? And I've been talking to him about that, how can we get people into the culture? And it's hard because he just said, I'm out here all alone. I am being trashed. I did the song. I did a protest song. He's really a patriotic guy. I love this guy. And he said, I did it. He said, I can't even get Republicans to retweet it. I can't get Republicans to post it. He's like,
my gosh.
I've sent it to several people in Congress and said, please repost this.
Yeah.
And people won't do it.
And they won't.
They won't do it.
Right.
And he's like, you can't have a cultural revolution if the people who are calling for it don't support it.
Right.
Imagine Marvin Gaye if he would have done What's Going On and nobody bought it.
Yeah.
And the problem is we don't control the airwaves. We don't control the algorithms. We don't control the media. And it's like gas. Gas is up $1 in the last 7 months. Do you see anyone?
No.
Everybody's just
talking about it.
Nobody's talking about it. You know why? Because I think we're slaves to the media. Unless the media says it's a problem, it's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
True. So true.
We have to be our own best cheerleaders. I don't know how to do it. I've been racking my brain, and I've been talking to people like John. John, we got to get into the culture. Well, Every time you try, this guy could actually really help the cultural war. He's very well connected.
Yeah. He's talented.
Oh, my gosh. He's great. He's great.
But nobody will have anything to do with him because he's on the right.
Right. Will you support him? Will you take that song, Facebook post it, tweet it out, put it on Instagram, put it everywhere?
Yes.
Everywhere.
We will.
Mm-hmm. We'll take care of that right now.
Did you guys do that on your account?
Yeah, we did
good.
last week. I did it again. I wrote to, in fact, I wrote to a couple of people again in Washington and said, please post this.
I suppose it's getting no radio station airplay.
Oh, I'm sure it's not.
Yeah. Is he getting downloads at least?
I don't know.
Amazing.
I don't know.
Crazy. Just unbelievable. You know, the Neil Youngs of the world. Where are they now?
Well,
where are they now?
It is crazy. If you listen to the music of this time, there is absolutely no reflection of what's going on. None.
No, that's right.
None. There's no Broadway shows about it. There's nothing in culture that reflects how America is feeling right now.
Yeah, it's despicable. But it's typical, and it's what's been going on for a while. And I think we've become a little bit numb to it. We're kind of used to it now, so we don't expect it anymore. We don't expect anybody to do anything or say anything.
I think there is such a backlash coming. I don't know if you saw the latest Gallup poll. Biden's ratings now are lower than Harris. Okay?
Yeah.
She's not popular.
No, she's not.
He's now lower than she is.
Yeah.
And 73% of Americans say it's the media's fault. This border thing is the media's fault because they're not covering it until now.
Yeah, we had to fight like hell to get the drone footage from the bridge.
Wow.
Yeah, and what was he, 31%, Pat?
Yeah, 31% in Iowa.
31%.
According to the Des Moines Register, which is the gold standard poll, 31% of Iowans approve of his job performance.
Well, he didn't win in Iowa even, did he?
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No.
They didn't like him in the first place. They were smart enough in the first place.
45% of them voted for him, though. So if you go by that metric, which it wouldn't correlate exactly, but that's down 14
How many
points
really
from that.
voted for him and how many voted against Trump? This is what happens when you vote against something.
Right. Did you get the impression, I know you didn't ask, I don't think you asked the question if he's going to run when you had him on the other day?
No, but did you notice what he said? I came right out and I said, this is the last 7 months. You miss him yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did he say?
I don't remember.
Could I get that for my people? I'd like to have that for my people.
Really?
Like, why? If you,
you
know, I didn't say this, but I was thinking, yes, it would make a very good campaign ad, wouldn't it?
Well, he says he can't respond to the question directly because of campaign finance laws.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So,
right. And can I just say
he's running?
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah, he's running.
I think he is.
I think so. I'm really bad at math, and that's just a given. But I've heard you say this week it's been 9 months, and now I hear you say it's been 7 months. I would like to.
It's actually 8 months.
It's actually been 8 months.
Yeah, I know.
It's just,
It's right in the middle.
I know. I don't.
Land on 8.
You know,
land on
6, 8 months.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Right.
6, 8 months.
Right. And thus that expression.
Yes.
6, 8 months.
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
7, 9 months.
So how's is the airlift continuing?
Yes.
Do we have everybody that wants to get out?
No.
There are still thousands,
No.
right?
Yeah, we are. I have to tell you, Pakistan is the key to this.
Wow.
And we just need to keep thanking Pakistan. It is shocking how many people on the Taliban and all over the Middle East follow us on Twitter. I mean,
really?
They know us. Huh. They know us.
Oh, cool. Interesting.
And it's a little weird.
Okay.
It's a little weird.
All right.
But the Prime Minister of Pakistan, he's the one that is telling the Taliban, hey, stay away from these cars, these buses.
Wow.
Leave them alone. And they are going through unmolested.
Wow.
And we're only getting a few people out every day, in the hundreds, but we're only getting a few out every single day. We have thousands waiting. You know, we're hoping that one day they'll just let us take, 10 planes, but I don't think that's going to happen. So every day that goes by is a blessing, and a blessing of Pakistan, and I don't know how long they can hold this together, but they are doing God's work.
Yeah,
right, but
it's amazing.
think of that. How depressing is it that you sit here and you tell us that Pakistan values the lives of innocents more than
the Biden administration does?
Can I tell you something? Pakistan, Donald Trump told me, Pakistan, Imran Khan, the prime minister, was part of his plan to get out. Because Imran Khan, the more I get to know him, and I know nothing, really.
World-renowned cricket player.
Cricket, yeah. Oh, he's the
formerly
Mickey Mantle of cricket.
Oh, nice.
So, but he is, he was Cambridge educated. He speaks English perfectly. He didn't need to take this job. Okay, he took it because he saw how extreme his country was becoming.
Wow. Yeah, that's great.
With India, and they both have nukes, and he's like, we can't go down that path. He's trying desperately to repair the relationship with the West. You know, because if the West isn't, he's against India. America is for India. I don't know the Indian thing with the Pakistanis. I have no idea, but I know it's bad blood.
Kashmir.
But he is like, he's like, if the West abandons us, we have then Iran and the Taliban. And that's not a good partner to have.
Right.
And so he's doing his best to straddle that. And he's he's doing this so people will look at Pakistan and say, in the West, and go, maybe we should take a second look. Maybe we should get closer to Pakistan.
Wow. That's good. That's great. All right. Appreciate it. Thanks, Glenn. Patriot Mobile. Oh, got this. We got this great tweet about it from my fat cat Jeffy, who says, last week when calling Patriot Mobile, I mentioned that I was sitting with husband in the hospital. The CSR,
customer service rep.
Okay, customer service rep asked to pray with us.
Wow!
As we ended the call, that is really cool. From Patriot Mobile.
Yeah.
Truly amazing company. Proud to be a customer and share with friends. And that's just one thing.
That is so cool.
That's one thing among many. They are a company that shares your values, that loves America, that loves our traditional values, and supports them with their hard-earned cash. That that you pay them, and then they use a portion of your bill to support good causes, great causes, pro-life causes, pro-Second Amendment. Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. They offer broad nationwide coverage. In fact, they use the same towers, of course, as all the major carriers. And they have a plan to fit any budget. And their 100% U.S.-based customer service support team provides exceptional customer support, as you just heard. Go to patriotmobile.com/Pat or call 972-PATRIOT. Get free activation when you use the offer code PAT. They always have special discounts for veterans and first responders. And if you want a multi-line discount or you have a multi-line account, you'll get a discount on that. Support a company that loves America, loves you, and shares your values. It's patriotmobile.com/Pat or 972-PATRIOT.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Yeah, even if Trump runs, of course, Pence is going to win the nomination.
Yep, Mike Pence.
Yeah. Supposedly, in this poll, he holds a double-digit lead over Ron DeSantis.
I don't buy this at all.
That's according to the Center for American Political Studies at Harvard and the Harris poll. So they've got Pence at 32%, DeSantis at 20%. Obviously, they didn't consider Trump in this.
Well, there's another poll in there about Trump.
Okay, but the poll found that when you do add Donald Trump to the mix, it changes a little bit.
So a little tweak?
Yeah, there's just a little tweak.
So
then it looks like this. Okay. Trump 58, Pence 13.
Okay.
DeSantis 9.
I want my damn Trump back.
Yeah, lots of us do. Lots of us do.
I don't buy it. I just don't buy that.
There's no way Pence is ahead of DeSantis. There is no possible way.
Nope. I mean, what has Pence done in the last, year that he's been out of office? Hell, what did he do while he was
I don't know what he did when he was in office.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything.
I mean, think of all the things that DeSantis has done as a leader down in Florida during the last, year and a half. And then think of Pence.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know.
Like, the only thing Pence has going for him is that he is a politician that we're not seeing on TV every day.
Exactly.
Done.
Exactly right. All right. Before we get to some phone calls, let me tell you about a great place to go and get a nice snack. Kexi Cookies would be that place. You could go there and have the most delicious cookie you've ever experienced. We've got our fall line out now with the pumpkin spice.
Oh, yeah.
And the cinnamon roll cookie. Oh, until you've tried that, you seriously haven't lived. You haven't lived. You may think you have. You may have done some impressive things in your life, but you haven't really lived.
So your life is a failure until you
go to Kexi.com, and order some cookies.
Uh-huh.
Then order some for your friends and relatives.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
I like that.
And we might as well throw in, by the way, rate 5 stars and subscribe to this broadcast, if you would.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
So you can rate and review on Apple iTunes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could subscribe to any platform like Spotify, iTunes. There's Google Music and all that stuff. Well, not music, but Google Play or whatever it's called. It's probably called Google Podcasts, Keith. I don't know. But anyway, just subscribe to Pat Gray Unleashed. And if you don't mind, I've entered At the Mic, my podcast, into a contest.
Oh, yeah. Right.
If
Tell
people,
us about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, if people want to go to atthemicshow.com and you can download as many episodes as you want. You don't have to listen to them. I don't care if you listen to them. Just download them. Because that's the key here is get downloads at themicshow.com. I would be grateful if you would do that over the next few days, and we'll see what happens.
All right.
Thanks.
I love it. 888-900-3393. Let's go to Travis in Missouri. Travis, you're on the Blaze. Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, guys. Hope you're well. I'm going to try to make a couple questions or give you a couple questions as clearly as I can.
Okay.
My wife is a nurse. Actually, today is her final day because of not
the
taking
vaccine.
The vaccine. But
okay.
Yeah. So we were talking the other night, and she presented these questions to me. And since we know that the CDC and the FDA can't emergency approve a vaccine if there's an effective treatment, then the question I have is, she pointed out to me, we've been treating these patients with the same treatment pre-vaccine as we are post-vaccine. And if this treatment had ever worked, you couldn't have had an emergency approved vaccine.
Right.
Because you had an effective treatment. So why is it that they are so opposed to changing a treatment that we clearly know isn't working, or we wouldn't have vaccines? As well as a side question is, remdesivir has been the number one thing in their plan since day one.
Yeah.
It wasn't even approved until October. They'd been using it, but it wasn't even approved until October. And yet they won't use treatments and drugs that have been approved, have been given to millions of people effectively, and doctors are saying are effective. They still stick with the treatment that we know wasn't working.
Right.
We know it wasn't working because we got approval for emergency use vaccines, and we still have to.
Jeez.
So those are my questions.
They're good ones.
It's not killing people.
Yeah.
It would be effective.
Thanks, Travis. Appreciate it. It's interesting. Could I'm sure this has nothing to do with it, but my understanding is that remdesivir costs about $2,000 a flight, and your insurance probably picks up the vast majority, or maybe all of it. Maybe the government jumps in and picks up some of it. I don't know. But that's about a $2,000 proposition per bottle. Whereas, let's say ivermectin or hydroxychloroquine, which have been around for decades, those are about $2. So I'm sure that hasn't, again, I'm sure money has nothing to do with it. Because we're talking about people's lives here. Surely that can't be an issue.
No.
Right? Surely.
Wait, were you talking about horse lives? Is that what you're doing? Horse lives
No,
matter?
I'm actually people's lives have been saved
Absolutely.
by ivermectin.
Nothing
And
makes
we
sense.
personally know people who have gotten better using ivermectin. And for that matter, hydroxychloroquine. Both of them have been effective in the lives of people we know.
It's so frustrating to see how this government is operating at
really is.
Every single turn.
Sure is. Yeah, we'll vent that frustration and have some fun again tomorrow to finish off the week together. We'll see you then here on Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.